Hey everybody, I am making a cheesecake tonight because somebody has a birthday tomorrow. Tomorrow is August 16th and Jamie has a birthday, so she requested a cheesecake. With a vanilla cheesecake with mini chocolate chips, covered in chocolate ganache and then covered in a chocolate mousse. It's going to be good, and so I thought I'd bring you along and show you what I do. I like a very rustic cheesecake. I don't do the water bath when you bake it, and I even actually add some flour in my cheesecake so that it firms it up and makes it a little more dense and solid, because I like a cheesecake that tastes like a baked cheesecake. If I want something light and fluffy, I'll make a no-bake cheesecake, and I've got a really good recipe for that too. So here we go. We have in this springform pan. A springform pan has a little latch that opens up so you can take the cheesecake out when it's done baking. I have one package of graham crackers and about 3 tablespoons of butter, melted butter. Pulse that in a food processor, and now I'm using this measuring cup to flatten out the bottom. I'm also going to have it go up the sides just a little bit, not all the way up. Now, I don't use any sugar when I make my graham cracker crust because I like just the sweetness that the graham cracker has, and I use salted butter, so it gives that little bit of more of a salty edge to the crust, so it kind of contrasts the sweet cheesecake. And I like that little spot of, there we go, it's all tamped down. I think that will work very well, nice and smooth and tamped down. Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side. Now, inside of my mixing bowl, I have 3 8-ounce cubes of cream cheese, full-fat cream cheese. And this is a paddle with the extra silicone edges. I love this. I bought this at Amazon just for my KitchenAid. You don't have to stop and scrape the sides. The way it's designed, it scrapes the sides of the bowl. It's a good invention. All right, now with cheesecakes, you don't want to have it on high. You want your mixing to be slow, because if you add a lot of air into a baked cheesecake, it gives it kind of like a grainy texture. And so we're going to go on a slower speed. Now this is room temperature. The eggs are room temperature. Everything is room temperature so that there are no chunks in the midst of our cheesecakes. It's very smooth and creamy. All right. Now what I do is I will be adding my sugar first. I go in a certain sequence as 3/4 cup of sugar. I go into a certain sequence to prevent any lumps. And I put the sugar in, so the sugar will liquefy. I think the cheesecake kind of liquefies a little bit. And we have 3 large eggs, and I'm going to put them in one at a time so that it's slowly incorporated into the cream cheese mixture. All right, it's nice and smooth and creamy in there. And there's egg number 1. I am still at just at number 2. I've got a total of 10 speeds, so I'm at the way low end of what my KitchenAid can do. One of the wonderful things about frying fresh eggs is the yolk is nice and bright and yellow, and my cheesecake will have a definite yellow color to it. Okay, it's all wonderful, smooth and creamy, no lumps, and there is egg number 3. I will add half a cup of sour cream. Let me stop it so I can squeegee against the... There we go. Alright. With it being room temperature and the eggs room temperature, it just really just smooths out and creamy. So easy. Alright, and now we got our vanilla. And I'm going to put in, it'll probably be 2 tablespoons worth. You can see my vanilla beans in there. Isn't that cool? All you have to do with making your own vanilla, shove a couple of vanilla beans in there, split them open first, put in some bourbon or whiskey or vodka, whatever you prefer, let it sit for 2 months, so good. And I'm going to add a little bit of flour. Now the reason why I add a little flour is I make a cake. It's not even a full quarter cup, it's less than a quarter cup. I make cakes and I put a cheesecake in the center. So there are 3 layers, cake, cheesecake, and cake. And I got used to adding the flour to make it a little more firm. And also sometimes a cheesecake will weep a little bit. And this prevents that from happening as well. I needed that to be the case when I was making, when I make a cake with the center layer of cheesecake. I don't want it to weep any because it'll make the frosting melt. And so it had to be firm to hold all the layers, and it had to be more stable, I guess what you'd say. Alright, this is beautiful. And now I'm going to add some mini chocolate chips. I will have, oops, I dropped some on the floor. But I'm going to have like, maybe 3/4 of a cup to a cup of mini chocolate chips. Just run that around a little bit. Oh, that was great. That's about what I like. Alright, put this over here. Okay. I have the oven at 325 and it will take 50 minutes. And like I said, I don't do a water bath. I like my cheesecake kind of rustic. And what I do when you just put a cheesecake directly into a dry oven, the cheesecake will expand a little bit, and then as it cools, it will collapse, and it creates this little divot on top, and it will have a few cracks. But what I do is I make some chocolate ganache, and I fill that divot in, and it makes it look perfect. All right, let's get some. Well, let's put that in there. Oops, I have a little gob on the. There we go. We'll have to clean up the edge here. Okay, let's put it in the oven. Like I said, a 325 oven. For 45-50 minutes, about there. I kind of wait until it has this nice golden brown, not brown, but kind of a golden tan edges. And it will, when you touch it, it will just a little bit of a shake, but just a little bit of a kind of a wobble. All right. And I set it for 45 minutes. All right, now the next thing I do, and I do it most often, is I make chocolate ganache. And chocolate ganache is so easy, and it really makes something extra fancy. When you drizzle it, there you go. When you drizzle it over a cupcake, I make this buttermilk chocolate pound cake. I love baking with buttermilk, by the way. Awesome for cakes. The full fat buttermilk. And I make this deep chocolate buttermilk and drizzle it with chocolate ganache and salt it a little bit. Oh yeah, there you are. And so ganache is something that is so easy. I've got 3/4 cup of whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 8 ounces by weight of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now I'm going to stick this in the microwave. And it's something you got to watch pretty carefully, because once whipping cream gets to a certain point, it just bubbles, and just you'll have it all over your microwave if you don't catch it. So I put it on for a minute. It might take a little bit longer. It wasn't super cold from the refrigerator. It had been sitting out for a little bit. But it's really just so simple. I just heat it up in the microwave until it just starts boiling, just a teeny little bit on the edges. And then I pour it into this ganache, and then I let it sit. I let it sit for a couple minutes, 3-4 minutes, and it melts all the chocolate chips. And then I whisk it, and you get a really smooth ganache. And if you want to hurry up the process, you can put it over an ice bath, and it will solidify up pretty quick. Okay, it's not ready yet. And again, this is the cheesecake recipe. I've got 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, 3/4 cup sugar, 1/2 cup sour cream, 1/4 cup of flour, less than 1/4 cup of flour, and 3 eggs. Remember, all room temperature. Whoa, there we go. That's how quick it was. So it was a minute and a half. You can see it's kind of bubbling a little bit. And like I said, just literally just pour it over and let it sit. And we'll let that sit for a couple of minutes, and then we will whisk it. And we'll whisk it until it is smooth. And like I said, if I'm in a hurry, I will put a bowl with ice and water in it and just cool it down rapidly. And what I use to drizzle is I often use just a small Ziploc bag, put my ganache in there, tip just the end a little bit, snip it, and just squeeze it over cakes and cupcakes, or fill your cakes with ganache, make a layer on the inside with ganache. It's the reason why I use semi-sweet chocolate chips is it has that little bit of bitterness. I like more of an intense chocolate. Now you can use this, you can use milk chocolate if you want. You might have to add a little bit more chocolate chips than 8 ounces. By the way, again, and I'll put this in the comments section, there's 8 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. There is 3/4 cups of heavy whipping cream and 2 tablespoons of butter in this. All right, so I think that is about it. I will do another video with the chocolate mousse. I do it the old-fashioned way with eggs, and it's a little process, little steps to do, but the taste is out of this world, very rich and creamy, and I will put that on top of the cheesecake just for our special birthday girl. All right, well, we will see you later, and enjoy your day. And if you like this video in YouTube, push like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I will have the links available in Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So there's many places for you to find me online. The main one, of course, is Facebook. So you guys have a good rest of your day, and happy baking.